UFC 295 has been announced of John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, and today we're going to be making the perfect card. We're going to be making it stacked with good fights, and a lot of these fights are going to make sense, and I'll explain why. Some of them have already been announced, some of them have been teased, and I'm going to add the teased and announced ones to the card. And I'm also going to add a few fights that, in my opinion, make a lot of sense. So this is the perfect UFC 295 main card. If you agree, please let me know, but I think this is a great card to make it really stacked. Starting off with the card opener. Derek Brunson versus Roman Dolidze. This has been rumoured to be on UFC 295, and it's a good fight, and I think Roman Dolidze is going to batter Derek Brunson. Roman Dolidze is a very, very, very good fighter. Just unfortunately lost to Marvin Vettori at UFC 286. Derek Brunson's on a bit of a losing streak, got destroyed by Jared Cannonier, then got destroyed by Dricus du Plessis, and now he's going to be fighting now I think he should fight Roman Dolidze. I spelled his name wrong, but I think this is a really good fight. If Brunson wins, then he's not completely done. And Roman Dolidze, he just lost to Vettori. He needs another step up. Not a step up in competition, but he needs to tune up. And if he beats Derek Brunson, step up in competition. I think Roman Dolidze kind of deserves to be, not a step up in competition, I mean like he's back in the mix. I think Roman Dolidze deserves to be on the main card. Derek Brunson, not so much, but listen, it's an opportunity for both of them. Roman Dolidze is a good grappler. He can also strike. Derek Brunson's a good grappler, can't strike. So if I had to bet, I'd probably go with Roman Dolidze for this one. But this would be a good way to open the card. If not, headliner for the prelims. But I think this would be a good card. I don't think this is a bad main card opener. Derek Brunson was 3 fights ago. He was fighting for the number 1 contender spot. So a 2-fight losing streak to Jared Cannonier and Dricus du Plessis, who are the best in the middleweight division, isn't that bad. Same from losing to Marvin Vettori, but anyway, now we're going to go for Arnold Allen versus Brian Ortega. There's going to be a theme of British fighters being on this card because Leon Edwards is apparently scheduled to be on this card. So for fight number 2, I'm going to go Arnold Allen versus Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega's been out since early 2022 due to that injury in the fight with Yair Rodriguez, and to be honest, he needs to fight again. I mean, he's wasted over a year, and he's been active, and he can't really afford to stay out any longer. I mean, UFC 295, it'll be approaching 2 years since his last fight in the octagon, so he needs to make a comeback, and he does deserve a good. He's ranked I think he's ranked number 3. I think Arnold Allen should fight him. Ilia Topuria's got a fight. Josh Emmett's kind of gone now. There's no one else for him to really fight. I mean, there's Yair Rodriguez, but I don't think Yair Rodriguez is going to be fighting just yet. I think we do Arnold Allen versus Brian Ortega. It's a winnable fight for both of them. Arnold Allen, he can beat Brian Ortega. He's definitely better than him on the feet. The only worry is obviously Ortega's very good at grappling. And Ortega, I mean, making a comeback against Arnold Allen, who's just lost to Max Holloway. It'd be a good fight. I think it'd be a really good fight. I think it'd be an all-out war. Arnold Allen's never in a boring fight. Brian Ortega's past few fights have been really interesting with Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez. I'd love this fight. This would be an absolute war to start off the card. It would just set the tone for such a good pay-per-view. And again, like I said, it's going to be a theme of British fighters being on this card because Leon Edwards. So Arnold Allen, get the British eyes on it. This would be a great fight. One of the best fights. I don't know why this hasn't been made yet. I'd love to see this fight in the featherweight division. If Brian Ortega beats Arnold Allen, then he's just kind of stopped one of the best, and I think then we can do Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez too. Or maybe not Brian Ortega. Maybe we do the loser of Volkanovski and Ilia Topuria versus Ortega. If Arnold Allen wins, I think he should fight Yair Rodriguez, and then if he beats Yair Rodriguez, he gets a title shot. But yeah, this is a really good fight. It'll be a really interesting fight. It makes a lot of sense. And I mean, Brian Ortega, like I said, he's ranked number 3, and he hasn't been fighting up for over a year now. So he has to fight someone good. I think he's perfect. Then we're going to go on to the next fight. And I did say that there's going to be a theme of British fighters being on this card, and I meant it. Because then we've got the featured fight. Tom Aspinel versus Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak 2. If it's Cyril Gane, it deserves to be the featured fight. This is a huge fight. Cyril Gane is a big name in the heavyweight division. Tom Aspinel is one of the most hyped prospects in the heavyweight division right now. This would be they're both like the new breed of heavyweight. Super athletic, super fast, super technical. Some of the best heavyweights in modern MMA, and that would truly be one of the most aesthetically pleasing, technical heavyweight fights that we can actually make right now. So I want to see that fight. If it's Sergey Spivak, maybe it shouldn't be the featured fight, but again, Spivak would be on a winning streak from there. You know, who did he beat? He's beaten Derek Lewis, beat Derek Lewis, and then if he goes out there and beats Cyril Gane, that adds to his winning streak as well. Sergey Spivak just kind of deserves to be fighting Aspinel if it happens again. Plus, Aspinel did say he wanted the winner at MSG, and plus on top of that, if we had Jon Jones headlining this, you never know, we could get some altercations between Aspinel and Jon Jones, because they did say they wanted to fight. And like I said, Aspinel bringing the British eyes to the pay-per-view. This would have a huge UK and USA audience. Yeah, I'd love both of these fights. I'd probably pick Aspinel to win both because he's a better grappler than Gane and he's already beaten Spivak before. So I'd probably pick Aspinel, but this is a huge card for Aspinel to display his skills on UFC 295 and MSG. First time Aspinel's ever been on pay-per-view as well. Aspinel has never fought on a pay-per-view before in his life. Every single one of his fights have been on a fight night. Cyril Gane, he's got a win over Spivak. He doesn't deserve a title shot right away. He should have to fight Aspinel. Then he fights Aspinel. Then he can get a title shot. But yeah, this is a great matchup for the heavyweight. Then we go to the co-main event of the evening. Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. I mean, Colby Covington is next in line for the belt. I mean, who else deserves it? Belal Muhammad. Between Belal Muhammad and Colby Covington, I think we'd all rather see Covington. I mean, the press conference alone would be insane. We've got Leon Edwards and Colby. We've got Colby and Jon Jones. It would just be huge. Yeah, this fight needs to happen. Leon Edwards hasn't fought since March, and he hasn't really got a fight booked. He won't be fighting at UFC 294 or 293. So let's just book him for the next big thing, UFC 295. Let's make it really stacked, get 2 title fights on it, and let's get Leon Edwards back for his second defence. If he can beat Colby Covington, then he's just beaten the #1 contender. He's starting to make his own legacy for a clear out on the division. If Covington beats Edwards, then I mean Colby Covington's the champ. I mean that's every American's dream right there. So the press conference would be fun. The build up would be really fun. They'd promote the shit out of it. I want to see this fight. I think everyone wants to see this fight. Leon Edwards doesn't really have any other options to fight. I mean, Belal Muhammad, no one wants to see that over Covington. So let's get this fight at UFC 295 co-main event. This will be huge. Welterweight belt on the line. Needs to happen. Like I said, the press conference with Jon Jones and Colby Covington in there would be insane. Let's do it, man. This would be huge. Leon Edwards bringing all the British audience as well. Maybe they'd have to... I don't think they'd adjust the times, but... yeah, get a lot of British fighters on this card for a Leon Edwards title fight. I think this is a perfect co-main event. And obviously the main event that's already been announced. Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones. Jon Jones would be having altercations with Colby Covington at the press conference. Obviously he's got Stipe as well to focus on. He could also be having talks with Aspinel. If Aspinel does really get... if Aspinel goes out there and KOs Spivak or Gane in like a couple minutes, Jon Jones, that's going to get his attention, man. But Stipe versus Jones, the heavyweight GOAT versus the GOAT. I think Stipe's got a chance to win this. I know everyone's ruling him out. I actually think Stipe has a chance to win this. People are calling him out completely. Stylistically, he's actually quite tricky for Jon Jones. Obviously, I'd pick Jon Jones because it is Jones, but Stipe's tricky, man. But yeah, Jon Jones versus Stipe, huge main event, because it's a Jon Jones main event. He's one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. He'd bring tons of pay-per-views. This would just be an absolutely stacked pay-per-view from top to bottom. I mean, let's go through the event again. We've got Jones, Stipe, GOAT versus heavyweight GOAT, Covington versus Edwards, huge fight, Aspinel versus Spivak or Gane, huge heavyweight fight. The return of Brian Ortega taking on one of the funnest fighters in the UFC, Arnold Allen, and starting it off with a fairly technical fight between Derek Brunson and Roman Dolidze. I think this is one of the best ways we can start. Finish the UFC 295 main card. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and yeah.